I'm good. How are you? Pleasure to finally meet you.
Yeah, good to finally meet you too.
How you
So,
been?
I've been good. Of course, right now it's a crazy time. We'll
Yeah.
go into a lot of our questions we have, but what's the climate like out there right now?
It's not good. I feel it's like real depressing energy around. But I think the whole world is suffering. I feel like just every day is getting more and more draining. That's personally what I feel like. Um,
Mm,
but as well, the weather is not great here, which plays a part, I think, on everyone's feelings and spirits at the same
yeah,
time. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love Europe. I haven't gotten a chance to get to London just yet, but I will be going there. I enjoyed Paris. I enjoyed Italy. I was able to go to Monaco. So London is definitely a place that I will be traveling to very soon. I don't know if you've been here to the States just yet. I'm in Los Angeles, the Los
yeah,
Angeles area.
I was luckily
What do you
there.
think?
I was
Oh, you'll be
luckily
there.
there at the beginning of this year before everything happened.
Okay.
I loved LA. I didn't think, how they have that rule that if you love New York, you won't like LA, that kind of thing. But
Yes.
because I love New York, I wasn't sure, but I loved LA. I loved it. It was just real calm. Everyone's super happy, which is not like London. London is not like that. So
Not like that.
no. So I mean, I enjoyed my experience there. Like I can't wait to go back when all of this is over. So I can only say
That's
good.
that's, that's awesome. So first, of course, without further ado, I heard of you through a magazine article about a year and a half ago, a year or two about, I want to say about 2 years ago, Verge magazine.
Okay.
You did an article with them.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? Just from reading her article, she sounds like she has a unique sound. I'm going to take a listen. So I
Oh,
took a listen to, I think at that point in time, you had Into the Wilderness
yep.
out.
My first project.
And I said, I really like her sound. She's very different. And I see her doing a lot of great things with her sound because it's so unique. So it goes right into my first question I have for you. Who are some of your musical influences that you have?
I'm like a real old head, so I love Amy Winehouse, Ella Fitzgerald,
Oh,
Chubby.
wow.
Like, yeah, like that's that I listened to way back then. At the same time, like growing up, I was listening to Chris Brown, of course, Beyonce, Destiny's Child, that area. I've always loved soul music, love SWV, just like real good soul music.
Oh, wow. I could see it. I see that, the soul influence. I see the jazz influence. That's awesome. And just with that being said, I know right now you have an album out. For all the listeners, if you have not checked out Summer Stories, definitely go
Yeah,
check it out.
my last EP. Yeah,
It's phenomenal.
thank you.
So as far as that being said, what was the process like with starting that album, and how did it all come about?
Um, that EP came about from 2018. I had like the best summer of my life. It was just really fun, really fast. I traveled a lot, and there was just a lot of stuff for me to talk about. I like to talk about stuff that I've experienced, and because that was such a unique summer, I feel like that was what inspired me to write summer stories, like the whole EP. So yeah.
Nice. So, what would you say is like your favorite part of the process? Are you more of a person that you enjoy writing first, you enjoy the recording part, or do you enjoy the performing part?
I think performance definitely like the top, but there's just such a beauty in creating something. I think like remembering the process afterwards is always lovely. So I think when you caught a good vibe in studio, it's always great. It's always something to remember. But I think performing
Mhm.
is at the top of my list.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I gotta catch you perform here soon, definitely.
Yeah,
And
that
as far yeah, and as far as people that I know you already shared with me some of your influences, who would you say are some of the people that we would be surprised to know that you listen to on a regular basis?
most really like Ella Fitzgerald now because I mean it's great to hear that you said you can hear the jazz influence in that in my music, which I love.
Okay.
Trying to think like a surprising artist I listen to. Oh, like hard. I don't know if it'd be surprising. I don't think I listen to anyone that's like crazy. Like I love for people maybe that don't know him, I love James Blake. I think James Blake is wicked. And I guess to some people his music might be a bit more like
Yeah.
left, if that makes sense. So maybe that's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, and my co-host here has checked into the room. Her name is Kay Don't Play. Kay, I'm glad you're here with us. She has a question for you. She wanted to know, as a female artist, what are some struggles that you face?
I think number one on that list would be like the comparison thing. I feel like it's not even you or the other female artists, but the industry loves to compare. Even when it comes to interviews and stuff, you get a lot of questions about female artists that, like, it doesn't make any sense why you'd be questioned on them. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? I feel like they love to pin ladies against each other when I feel like there's room for everyone to win. Like, all of us should be winning. So that's definitely number one on the list, is the comparison and having to like always feel like you're being compared to someone else. You can't just have your own thing going on. So yeah, that's mostly the hardest thing.
You know, I find it really special that you say not comparing and we all got to come together as ladies, because I feel like more so than guys, ladies have a lot of catfighting.
100%. Like, I don't feel like it's always from us as well, though. I feel like just the industry is a very, like, sometimes let the music speak for itself. And as a woman, it's so hard, I feel like, to do that. It's so much more than just having good music. You've got to have your Instagram looking a certain way. You've got to, do you know what I mean? It's just like they make you sometimes feel like you've got to do more than what you come here to do just to stay relevant. So
you have another question here from another one of our fans here. They want to know, when they go to London, where are some of the best places to go listen to music?
Ooh. Okay, there's Jaz Cafe. Definitely should do that.
Jaz Cafe.
Yeah, Jaz Cafe. Definitely do that. That's in London, central London. You should also go to a place called Troy Bar in
Troy Bar.
Troy Bar. That place is sick.
Troy
Bar.
Want
a good jam. Yeah, Troy Bar is wicked.
Huh.
Other than that, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm trying to find some more good spots myself, but I know them two are wicked nights out. There's also some good like nights, but they change venues, so you've just got to be okay, like up for following where they are at, basically. I think that's off the top of my head. That's all I can think of.
We just recently interviewed another UK artist. He's from South London as well, and he performed at the Jaz Cafe. Kadeem Terrell. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I love Kadeem. He's wicked.
Yeah, Kadeem's very, very cool guy. Very, very into his music as well. And when you mentioned the Jaz Cafe, I was like, now I definitely got to go to a Jaz Cafe when I go to London, because you mentioned it too as well.
No, you do. It's such a nice. It is like, even the way it's set out. It's just, it's good vibes, man. It's good music and good vibes. It's expensive,
cool.
But it'll be worth the wait.
It's expensive. Okay, so now I know I've been warned. I've been warned. If I spend some money there, I know why.
It's not a little day out.
Yeah, so what would you say, as far as, like, we mentioned some of your struggles earlier, you just mentioned some to me. What would you say is a hurdle right now that is in front of you as an artist that you face?
Right now, for me personally, would be, I mean, the current climate, I feel like you can either see it as a hurdle or an inspiring thing. I've tried to see it as something inspiring. But like a main current hurdle for me, I think, is like, I've been self-managing myself for like a very long time. And I feel like the need for a manager now, like just to take it to the next level, is my personal struggle, because I feel like you need that industry.
That team.
Yeah, mine is my team. I feel like to just complete that is my current struggle and my current hurdle.
Awesome. So right now, from what it sounds like, you're like pretty much running the show. You're pretty much setting up your shows, and you have a couple of people, but you're doing mostly. Wow, that's very, very good. I salute you.
Thank you so much. It's hard work.
You're welcome. Yeah, and then as far as artists, who are some artists right now that if they called you and said, hey, we want to do a collaboration, you would just be really excited to do that collaboration? Who are some of those people?
I think like number one on my list is like Frank Ocean. He's definitely like my dream.
Oh, wow.
Frank. Oh yeah,
I like Frank Ocean.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Big dream. I mean,
I
all of
could
your
see that.
greats, obviously, like there's the obvious people like your greats and things like that. In terms of like, um, I love like Ari Lennox. I think that was sick. I love J Cole. That world.
Mhm.
I would love to be doing features there. Off the top of my head, I think they're like my dream, my top at the minute.
Nice. And of course, I always, with all the artists I talk to, I like to let them know what are some of my favorite songs from them. For you, The Wait in Line is my song. I
Okay.
mean, and it was cool because I remember I heard the song first before I saw the video. So when I
Mm-hmm.
saw the visual for the video, I was like, oh, wow. It takes you on a journey
Yeah.
when you see the video. It's really cool. How did that whole concept come about? Was it something you had envisioned? And when you talked to the director, you said, okay, this is kind of how I want it to come together. Talk to me about that.
Well, you know what? Usually for my videos, I always have like a concept straight away. But for this one, I was really struggling because you could. I feel like the meaning behind the waiting line, literally, you could apply it to so many things. You could apply it to
You
like your
can.
job, your love life, anything. So I was thinking, what way do I take it? And because of the horns on it, and it just felt quite old school. I think I knew I definitely wanted it black and white, 100%. But the
I
whole
love that.
like yeah, like the whole depression of it, it really reminded me like in school I had to study The Great Gatsby, which is like 1920s, the Great Depression, all of that, the American dream. And
Yeah.
all I remember was like jazz bars, and jazz music was thriving them times. And so I wanted it kind of something like that. And I'd recently done my headline show at like I'd literally just done it at a place in London called Amira, and the vibes were completely like it's just like why didn't I do it there? It was old school, like proper London architecture, and it was just really nice inside. Jazz lights, lanterns, and it was just perfect. I think it just fit, and it made sense as well because I just done my headline show there. So yeah, that was how we came up, and then I spoke to the director, and we just came up with how we'd want to basically stage everything.
Yeah, and it's real cool too because it has like a storyline in the background between you and the main gentleman in the video, and then you kind of think, wait a minute, is he with somebody else? And then he mysteriously still likes her. So you kind of can bring in your own depiction of what you think it is, what's going on, which
Yeah.
I love because you don't
Oh,
just tell us what's happening, right? And I thought that was really, really cool. And I know right now you mentioned performing and touring. I know we're in an interesting time. What would you say are some of your upcoming projects? I know you just were featured with an artist just a couple of months ago. I saw a video. I'm blanking out on the artist's name right
yeah.
now. But I know you did a feature there. So what are some other upcoming projects you're working on?
So right now, like I've worked on throughout the whole like lockdown quarantine. I've done a little tape with my friends, and any
Mhm.
songs I didn't really want to leave behind are going to be a part of it. So it's very random project, but I just want to put stuff out. I'm tired of waiting, so I'm just gonna hopefully this will be out. It'll definitely be out in July, hopefully at the beginning. And
There you go.
that's when, yeah.
Definitely send it to us. We'll promote it on our page for you
Thank
and
you
we'll
so
push
much.
it here in the States. And then as far as rituals, I always ask, what are some of your performance rituals that you have? Are you a person that drinks a hot water with lime? What are some of your performance rituals? I always think it's interesting.
I always have to have tea, like herbal tea. So yeah, whether it's hot water, I don't mind like hot water and ginger or something like that. But it's usually green tea. I'm the sucker for that. I'm surprised I don't have one right now, to be honest. But always drink green tea, and then my other ritual is to pray. I always pray before I perform.
There you go.
Like I used to get so nervous. Now it's getting better. Some days like I'm more nervous than usual, but like it's way better than it was. But that is definitely the most important thing I do. I pray before I perform.
There you go. That's always good. Always good.
Yeah.
And of course, I always think it's good because you just never know what's going to happen in shows.
Mhm.
There's times where I remember I went to go see Music Soul Child,
Oh
and
wow.
and it was amazing. It was an amazing performance. But I remember one of my friends was playing in the band, so I got to go
Yeah.
backstage. And they were praying right before the performance. Look, fast forward to the performance. The performance happens, all their mics go out. So he just starts improvising and singing a cappella during this time. And it was the best part of the show to me. But I looked at that and I said, man, you know what, when you pray sometimes, the power of prayer, sometimes you don't know what's gonna happen. And he knew what to do. He knew how to improvise. And I was like, wow, that was amazing. It was right on the spot, you know. So when you said prayer, I thought of that.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that reminded you. I mean, and now it's your favorite part of the show, so.
Yeah. And you know, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You know, of course, you know, I'm Francois the Great. Did you have any questions for Luminary Sounds at all, you know, for us?
I was gonna ask like how you guys feel during this time, like in terms of promoting. And so I know some artists feel like they shouldn't promote. Other artists are taking like this as a time to promote like Black artists and music. And how do you guys feel about it?
Well, I look at it like this. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I think if there's something music is an instrument, and it's also a voice for artists. And I look at it as, in a time like this, we're all feeling something. And if there's something as an artist you're feeling and you want to say, the world is open, and we're here to listen. And especially now, we really can't go anywhere, you know? But then again, I mean, I speak to artists and they tell me on the flip side, it's hard for me to write during a time like this. You know, I just want to focus on protesting and helping my people and making sure we take advantage of this time that we have. I can't really focus on music. So I understand that too as well. But if you're an artist and you look at this time, you go, you know what? I need to put music out, or I have a song that fits this time and I have to put this out. I embrace it. I think it's something that we all have a voice and we should exercise it. Even with me doing the podcast now, it was weird because a lot of times, you know, we always put stuff up on YouTube and we do things, and I felt in a time like this, is this a time to do something like this? And, you know, people encourage it and they're like, hey, you know, we miss seeing your face and seeing you on YouTube and hearing you on iTunes. You should continue. So
that's nice.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm glad that you guys are doing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, you know, whenever you're back in LA, definitely we would love to have you on location. I don't know if you had a chance to check out our YouTube page. We also have a part of our podcast where it's called Luminary Plays, and we have performances. So we have the artists perform after the interview. So we would love to, you know, whenever you're in town, have you take part in that.
When we can come back, definitely I'll hit you guys up. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, you're welcome, and enjoy the soccer game. I'm a soccer fan, too. I'm Ghanaian, so, you know, I don't know what's going on in my country. Ghana, we're not doing too well right now for soccer, but what's the team that you follow there?
I support Tottenham. If there's any English people in here, they're going to...
okay. I'm not too familiar with the players on that team, but I do see their name often. Is that the team in the area?
They're one of the bigger teams, but a lot of people don't like them, so...
Oh, wow.
They're not playing tonight though, but I just thought like everyone's waiting for the game, so I just thought maybe it'd be a better time.
Yeah. No, definitely. Respect. But you know, apart from that, it was a pleasure. Salute. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me so much. On the real.
Yeah, and for sure, we'll be in touch. I'll be in touch, and you take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining us on Luminary Sounds.
No, thank you for having me. All right, take care.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.